Thank you very much for coming. I've got to make an announcement on behalf of the management. If there's anyone here from New Labour, your money will be refunded. If you leave quietly by the exit on the far right, headed the third way. But at any rate, if you forget all the hype, this is a public meeting. And the object is that I would talk for half an hour a bit, then we have an interval, then I'll sit there and we'll have questions. And it is, for me, interesting because this theatre holds 1,000 people, so depending on your average age, there's between 40 and 50,000 years of experience in this theatre tonight. And all I have to say about myself is that I'll be 78 next birthday, I'm a grandfather and a socialist. That's all you need to know. And you can relax, because I'm not asking for your vote, I'm not a candidate, and I can relax because it doesn't worry me either. But this is the first political meeting that has ever been held in the Old Vic. And so the Old Vic opened in 1818, so I looked back to see what was happening politically in 1818. And very interesting, we had to deal with a very serious threat of terrorism. George Washington had overthrown George III, and in 1812 we burned the White House. That was the beginning of the special relationship. Then there was a very dangerous man with weapons of mass destruction, and we decided to send him to St. Helena. That was 1815. We had just fought, after 5 years in Nepal, we defeated the Gurkhas. That was a great achievement. There were riots in Islington because people wanted the vote. At that time, only 2% of the population had the vote. They were all rich white men. And the following year, habeas corpus was suspended to deal with the trouble. At Peterloo in 1819, 11 people were killed with sabre blows from the Hussars. And in 1840, we invaded Afghanistan because there was trouble from Iran, captured Kabul. In 1842, we retreated from Kabul and 15,000 British troops were slaughtered. So you see how different things are now from what they were at that time. But if I look at the problems that face us today, I find this, and you may or may not agree with me. The problems facing our society are difficult, challenging and interesting, and the way that politics is practiced and covered is very often shallow and abusive and personalised. And it switches a lot of people off. And I left Parliament to devote more time to politics. People laughed, but that's what I really meant. And for me, I've been interested in politics for over 70 years. Met Ramsay MacDonald in 1930, met Mr. Gandhi in 31, campaigned in the 35 election and in the 45 election. So my interest in politics goes back a long way. But now it is that I have 10 grandchildren, and I wonder whether they will have a job, a home to live in, education, health, looked after if they're unemployed, have dignity when they're old and live in peace. For me, that is what politics is about. And that's how I would like these meetings to go, to bring politics back to where they belong with people. But for me, at any rate,